administrative state that openly is talking about a coup. And it's not a deep state. Please, if you can take anything away from this talk, there's no conspiracy. This is not the Freemasons or the Illuminati or some other, the Knights Templar. This is in your face every day. The audacity of the letter they sent on Trump, they called it, we are the steady state. We are order. Trump is a disruptor. Nigel Farage and the UKIP people, Raheem Kassam, they're disruptors. Salvini and Giorgia Meloni and the Brothers of Italy, they're disruptors. If you're such disruptors, let me ask you a question. Did you bring on the financial crisis, the worst crisis since the Great Depression? Right? Did you want to go into Iraq to look for weapons of mass destruction? When the weapons of mass destruction were being created on Wall Street, the city of London and Frankfurt. Bravo! While the Financial Times and the Economist and the Times of London and the New York Times and the Washington Post, the Wall Street Journal and CNN and BBC, all of them are in Italy every day looking for hate crimes by Salvini and the rest of the officials that are trying to bring order to Italy. Where about the economic hate crimes that have been foisted upon you? This cannot go on. I'm an honors graduate of the Harvard Business School. I worked at Goldman Sachs in the mergers and acquisitions department when that was the elite of Goldman Sachs. I can do simple arithmetic. We're building towards another financial crisis that will make the one in 2008 look like a Sunday picnic. This is going to be a crisis of debt. It's going to be a crisis of currency. You know why the rational millennials who don't form families and have babies, they understand that the central government's supplying unlimited negative interest, basically free money, the central banks providing free money to governments, has everybody on a wheel of debt, a wheel of credit. You're like a little hamster, right? You continue to churn and churn and churn and churn and churn. You're not going to own anything. You can't save anything because there's zero interest rates in savings. You can't buy any real property, any real estate, because the prices are inflated. Why are the prices inflated? Because they created money to let the wealthy bail themselves out and allow countries like China and other countries to come in and buy your real estate. People under 35 years old, the millennials, please understand one thing. You're better fed, you're better educated, you're in better shape, you're more culturally aware than 19th century Russian serfs, but you are nothing but serfs. You don't own anything and you're not going to own anything. There's no jobs, there's no value-added jobs. You're just going to be on the continual wheel of the gig economy. 2 paychecks away from absolute financial ruin. And the tech companies, the big tech companies, the state capitalism of big government and business with big tech, of Facebook and Google and Twitter and all of it, what do they do all day long? They take your own intellectual property, your digital personhood, they take it for free, they sell it back to you at huge margins, and they create algorithms just to keep you on the wheel, to keep you on the wheel. That cycle has to be broken. It's what the brothers of Italy talk about when they talk about a more traditional society. A society built around the family, a society built around the tenets of the Judeo-Christian West that has been handed down to us for 5,000 years, from Athens to Jerusalem to Rome. That's why I'm so honored to be here today and humbled to be here today. What Farage and Qassam and others in UKIP started in the UK, and what Donald Trump was able to take from the Tea Party and start to execute in the United States, the torch was passed to you. And remember what happened. After an overwhelming victory, when he added up it all, 2/3 of the vote back in March was anti-establishment, essentially saying we have to have change. And we want our sovereignty back. We want our citizenship back. And we are tired as Italians of being told that to protect our civilization, to protect our society, to protect our families, to protect our culture, and to protect our countries that were racist, xenophobes, and nativists, we reject it. And what was their response? Oh, we're going to put in another technocrat to run the government. The audacity of these people is unbelievable. You know, it's like the BBC and CNN and the mainstream media and all the opposition party media all saying now, oh, democracy